There's a new album called The Pimp a Butterfly.
You're talking about what? You come with AUMF.
And you don't know who Kendrick is.
I feel like that's an acronym for some super secret conspiracy or something.
I know. It's something like that.
Okay, we are go, guys.
All right, let's go.
So we were talking about...
We're Dumb-ber theory. We're not go.
talking about...
Get it together, Josh. You came up with the name.
That's true.
So, okay.
So yeah. So don't eat inchworms. Lesson
Don't
learned.
eat.
Yep.
They taste terrible.
I thought you said they didn't have much of a taste.
They don't even have much of a taste, but you feel them in your mouth moving
okay.
around. And you gotta like, okay, you can't like get it to the back of your mouth very well, so you gotta like bite it in the front, like rip it apart.
Oh god.
To make sure it's dead.
Yeah.
And then you guys just sort
Why
of
not just swallow it?
from
It's
there.
like the acid.
You could swallow a hole from there, but I don't want that thing down inside me. That thing can like shoot out silken threads and hang on.
Oh,
And I don't
God.
want that happening.
Oh, that's
Um,
disgusting.
I can
Yeah.
imagine it.
So I just had to kill it.
Get stuck in your lungs.
Yeah, and he's the dick that dared me to do it.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay, did this
wanna do
happen
it?
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the fire drill.
Fire drill.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Fire drills cause
Fuck
crazy
that fire
things, man.
drill. Jesus.
I was in bed.
You were in bed. You missed it.
No, I had to get out of
Oh,
bed.
you had to get out of bed. I was walking down down the hallway, and I was eating some food, and then all of a sudden, beep, 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 and I just had to throw my plate on the ground in anger, and just walk out. So
That actually kind of happened to me. I was the very first time when your fire alarm, the hunt one, went off. I got really scared, and I thought it was the hill one, but it got like broken or something. So I ran outside.
You thought that Hunt was on fire.
Okay,
you
I
thought
did.
that the chance that Hunt was on fire was greater than the odds that it was a fire drill.
Okay, you know what? I looked
You're
in
an
the
idiot.
third West Lounge, and it was just like really, really bright. It was yellow bright. And I was like, maybe it's on fire.
Maybe
I don't know. There's usually white lights. Why would there be freaking yellow lights?
Because incandescence, Yash.
Incandescent. I don't even know what that means.
All right, we're Dumb-ber theory.
Okay.
Yash is living up to the name.
Okay.
And yeah, we're gonna talk about some pretty deep stuff today, judging from the topics that we've got going. So, do you guys want to talk about who wants to lead off?
Well, first off, we should probably
Oh
introduce
yeah,
ourselves.
go for introductions.
all right, you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm Kola. Hayward wrote to me.
I'm Josh Sakilla,
I'm Adam Bowker.
I'm Yash Nalla.
I'm Richard Ong.
and this is, like we said,
Dumb-ber theory.
Dumb-ber theory.
All right, let's go. Who wants the?
I guess, I mean, I volunteered my topic first, so...
List today's topics.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So on today's program, we should have a like previously on Dumb-ber theory. And we
That
just
would actually be pretty fun.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
Conk.
Okay, well,
Start
previously on
episode.
Dumb-ber Theory, we discussed existentialism a lot, actually.
Yeah, we talked about death and how
We talked
it
about
relates.
death.
Is
We
this
talked about
episode 4 or
technology.
3?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk
This is episode 5.
Okay, I thought it was a five.
We melted Jessica Yao's brain.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also put our brains in vats.
Yeah, that's
did
true.
that.
Yeah.
You should listen to it, but I'm sure if you're listening to this one, you've probably already listened to
And
it.
if you haven't, then you're dumber than our name.
True.
Did you guys talk about The Stranger by Camus when you talked about existentialism?
We did not. That's
No, we
absurdism, you fool.
Oh.
Oh.
No, there's existentialism in there too, man.
Oh,
I'm
well
joking,
stop.
I'm joking.
Well stop.
It's in the same group of things. That's not the kind of existentialism we talked about exactly.
Oh,
We
okay,
didn't,
so
like-
it's not like the same branch.
Ours was
or
more like
whatever?
sterile. Ours was like just talking about how society reacts to these sort of situations.
Anyways.
Yep, yeah.
All right, so
All right.
topics are
Okay.
Okay.
addictive science and technologies, genderless societies, the rise of consumer drones, the AUMF, just general consumerism.
It's an acronym.
It's an acronym, the AUMF. It's a very important acronym, as you'll find out. And Kendrick Lamar, who I'm told is some sort of rapper. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Richard, this is very sad. This is
Rapper.
very sad, Richard. Yes, he's a rapper, and he's the most beautiful man alive. Anyway.
That's true.
Hey, Adam, what is rap?
I don't know, man.
Adam, define rap for us, please.
When you open your mouth and you sing fast.
It's true.
I thought he was going to say madness, but...
That too.
Kendrick Lamar,
That's the
Kendrick
alternate
Lamar is
definition.
pretty beautiful.
He is actually a very attractive man. to be
Yeah.
honest.
No, he's
just-
not.
I've never
Jay-Z.
seen Kendrick Lamar.
Jay-Z
like-
is
Jay-Z is pretty.
Jay-Z
ugly.
just makes
What about
my dick
Bieber?
hard, okay.
Really?
Adam, I swear I will kick you out of this.
I actually don't really like
JB.
Jay-Z that much.
Fuck off.
Really?
Yeah.
Jay-Z's pretty nice. Okay. Jay-Z or Kendrick?
Kendrick. Jay-Z
Kendrick
looks
for
ugly
sure.
as fuck.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z.
I don't even know what he looks like.
I know what he looks like. He's
Wow.
like,
I just
I don't
think he's
know.
ugly.
I
He's,
don't
really,
think
he's old. He's almost 50.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like for
Pretty
50, he looks good.
Didn't he
okay,
sing?
for 50, his body looks good.
Didn't he
I'll say
sing
that.
Down? Is that the right Jay-Z?
Didn't he? He featured on
There's
Beyonce's
not more
Drunken
than
Love
one
song.
Jay-Z.
That's the only thing that I know.
He's the one who's married to Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't fucking know.
Oh,
It's
damn.
not that good
So,
looking.
oh, shit. Okay.
Dollar bills, yo.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So who were we gonna talk about? Kendrick Lamar. Oh wait. So
Kendrick
like,
Lamar.
is he famous now?
What the
He's quite
He's,
famous.
he's really famous.
He's-
dude.
What are you
Extremely
talking?
famous.
Why is he important? Why are we talking about
He's
him?
a
He's one
rapper.
of the most
Because he's
influential rappers of our decade.
He pimped
Exactly.
butterflies.
Yeah. He
Why would
pimps
you do
out
that?
butterflies.
What do you mean by
Why?
pimps out
Like
butterflies?
That's
with,
illegal.
like tints
He-
their
he-
eyes
he runs his
and
business,
puts
right?
underglow on them.
Exactly. Like, he's got, like, this whole pimp butterfly business going on. And, like, if you just listen to his lyrics, you realize that he's a really deep man, or at least he's trying very hard to be deep. And that just, you just relate to that if you're an angsty teenager.
Put your fucking phone away.
Oh,
damn
what
it,
are you
Richard.
doing?
My
Damn
friend-
it!
My friend just texted me.
Richard, this
We
is
don't
the,
care.
This
I
is
don't
the
give a shit about
consumerism
your
that we
Unless
talk
it's
about.
Kendrick Lamar, put the phone down.
Are you wearing
Oh.
tights?
They're yoga pants.
I wasn't sure.
What are you wearing?
Flannel.
I'm wearing shorts.
Please.
I'm wearing
Hey.
skinny jeans, dude.
Hey,
Shorts.
nice. Shorts. But Kendrick Lamar is like, he's one of the best rappers that I know of. He,
It's one of my favorites.
yeah, exactly.
I like
he's-
Eminem better, but Kendrick's okay.
Yeah, Eminem has.
Racist.
I'm
Eminem-
sorry.
I do not like Eminem.
Really?
Racist.
Not at all.
Oh,
I don't really like rap that much. I like Jay-Z. He's pretty good. Kanye is pretty good.
Kanye is very good.
Childish.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Childish is good.
The thing is, like, there are a couple different types of rap.
Yeah,
One is like
exactly.
a lot of rap focuses on okay, a lot of mainstream rap focuses more on music and beats.
And weed.
Yeah, and weed. A lot of indie rap focuses on lyrics and has like more minimal music. You know, obviously these are generalizations.
Yeah,
but,
like
you know,
like a little group that I introduced Josh to recently.
yeah, Death Grips.
Yeah.
Fucking A+. Damn, it's experimental hip hop, so it's really fucking weird.
Yeah,
basically.
it's weird as
But
shit.
it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
But then like the best artists, in my opinion, like as far as hip hop and rap goes, are when the two of those combined, like, okay, not the two of them. I mean, like when you have a very good blend of those two things,
Mhm.
Like Rap God.
like Rap God.
we got to
No.
we have to admit that Eminem has some
Okay,
talent.
yes, Eminem has good songs.
He
I will-
screams at the mic a bit too often.
That is definitely true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
He
who's
just like
I-
he's too aggressive for my taste. Is the thing. Like, he's a
Says
very
the guy who
aggressive
listens to Death Grips now.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, all right, fair enough.
But you know who's gonna be big?
Who?
That Buddy Holly coming out with those musics. Oh, it sounds so good. Looking forward to it.
Who the-
Who's that?
Buddy
hell?
Holly?
Who's Buddy
You
Holly?
guys are so young.
You,
He's-
you
he's
know
a
who Buddy
musician
Holly
from,
is,
like,
but not
the
Lamar.
Yeah. So
Wait.
He's a known musician for like the 50s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Oh,
why I don't
you
know.
guys
He died,
So
he died in a
young.
plane crash. Actually.
You didn't exist in that era either.
Like, aren't
I
you
can,
like
I can
6 months
dream,
old?
Kola. I can dream.
You made it sound like he like released a new song yesterday.
Maybe.
No, you know who's revolutionizing the rap scene right now? Fetty Wap. Trap
Fetty Wap.
Queen.
I'm like,
Trap
what's
Queen.
up?
We're
gonna do some-
That is my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
song.
that's true. I listened
Yes.
to that. It's actually really good.
I listened to it like
like
5
that
times
song.
a
Have you seen his eye? What the hell?
Have you seen the music video for Trap Queen?
Yeah.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
No, like, what's up with his eye?
I don't know.
Wait, I haven't seen the music video. What's wrong with his eye?
Have you seen a picture of him?
No, I've
Somebody
just
bring
listened
up
to
a
Trap.
Well, the
picture
music
of Fetty
video and
Wap.
the eye are two different things, but the music video is just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you know when he says in the song he's cooking pies with his baby? She's actually cooking like an apple pie.
Oh, his eye.
Like she pulls a pie out of the oven whenever
Oh,
that
was
part
it just
comes
like
on.
Yeah.
fucked up or?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, dude. But, like,
Here's
Huh.
what happened to Fetty Wap's
What's his
eye.
face?
Oh, I
Okay.
read that article. I forgot what it said though.
yeah, look at that.
What's wrong with this? It's like he doesn't have a pupil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might
So-
be like some type of.
Yeah,
Damn it,
no,
it's
apparently he
making me
lost
watch
his
the
eye, and that's like a
Didn't
replacement.
it like get cut out?
Yeah.
Like, didn't somebody
Oh.
like stab him?
That's
Is
crazy.
this like from the
That's some
streets
good
type
street
stuff?
cred.
Yeah,
It's
he's
real shit.
he's real in the hood, if you get what I mean,
And
yo.
he cooks pies.
I really like. Do you guys know Pro Era?
No.
It's like a hip hop collective in Brooklyn.
No, but I want to hear about them.
They're
now.
like they got Capital Steez, although he killed himself, and then there's
Shit, okay.
then
They
there's,
had-
there's Joey Badass who sort of runs
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah. His I like that scene.
How about Shabazz Palaces?
I haven't heard of them.
They're really, really good. They're like another collective. They are just like trippy as fuck. You'd listen to them like if you want to be high.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to
So,
be
all
high,
the
but you
time.
don't want to get a level 3, that's what you do.
Gotcha.
So.
Don't get high. That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
Oh my god, speaking of like not getting high. So we found this video yesterday, my hall. Adam, you should have been involved with this. This was amazing. You
Where
missed
was this?
It was in Akshay's room. But anyway, so we
That's
were
on the other end of the hall. I don't go
I-
over there.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, we were watching. I showed them this trailer from Ghana. This movie called B14, a Ghanaian action movie. And it was literally the most insane thing we'd ever seen in our life. We watched like half of the movie that one night.
Oh, wow.
Like one of the fight scenes has a dude taking his watch and he presses it. There's this like light that comes out and he starts shooting energy balls at the other dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is this like science fiction?
No.
How recent is this movie?
It's like came out like 2 years ago or something, and it was like the
Shit.
graphics like they're from the 90s. And it's like the dude, like one of the dudes, this guy named Scorpion who wears all black and has black sunglasses, like he's
name
somebody
is-
from the Matrix.
His name is Scorpion.
His name is Scorpion.
This
Two-
is 7.9 on IMDb.
That's actually
What is it-
really
what is it-
good.
what is it?
The,
Rotten Tomatoes.
the director's name is Ninja.
yeah. That's actually the production company, Ninja.
What is the Rotten Tomato rating?
I didn't find
I
it.
bet you
Which
there's
is,
not
which is the one that's
No,
fan
no, the title on IMDb is B14 and then a 1.
E141.
It came out
It's-
in 2012.
Yeah, it's beautiful
Is it like
because
a
like
P14 too?
in one scene, the bad guy Scorpion. Well, one of the bad guys, he's one of them. There's La D as well. La D and Scorpion. But Scorpion like takes his hand and opens it up, and then like his skin rips open, and then a hook comes out, and the hook like pops out of his palm.
Dude.
Yeah. So like the hook pops out and two eyes grow out of the hook and just stare out at the person watching the movie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was fucking weird. And then the hook just starts like popping out of his hand and start trying to kill people and everything. It was
God
fucking
damn.
great. It was a great movie. And in the
Wow.
end, I'm just gonna spoil it for everyone because I know nobody is gonna actually watch this shit. But in the end, like everyone dies. Like the good like
Like Romeo and Juliet.
yeah, no, literally everyone. The good guys, the bad guys, just
you,
like
you can come in. Don't
just-
listen to these fuckers. Sorry.
oh shit, damn.
Oh wow.
It's okay. We don't vote on that.
But yeah, good guys, bad guys, everyone, they just like shoot each other in like a succession. They're like in a square and one guy shoots somebody, yeah. And
Wait,
then-
isn't that like in that movie Wanted where like that one guy like shoots
that
him
movie's
through the
so bad. That
pillars
was my
and like he
favorite movie.
shoots himself or something?
Whoa, what? I've never seen that. I
That
want to
was
see
that was my favorite movie like through all of middle school. I
Yeah,
really-
because it's like such a great action movie and it has such a weird plot. And it's,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
so
Wanted.
interesting.
Is that-
but it's
it is a
so
weird-
stupid.
It's very
It's
stupid.
so
Is
stupid.
that the one with the little Asian girl? Or
No, it's got James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie
Yeah.
in it.
oh no, that's not the one I'm
And
thinking
Morgan
about.
Freeman is
What else
Yeah.
is
the
James
bad
McAvoy?
guy.
Morgan Freeman's never the bad guy.
He is in this
Yeah,
one.
he's
Yeah,
in
he-
this one.
he-
No, Morgan Freeman
He's still
was
like
the bad
the,
guy in.
He's like still the old wise guy, but he's still like the old wise
Did
guy.
you guys
who's
ever
also
see
bad.
that?
He
Did you
turns out
guys?
to be bad.
Did you guys see that really bad movie that Tom Cruise made, Oblivion or something like that?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I did.
Tom Cruise is like
Am I the only one that didn't see it?
Tom Cruise
He's not-
scares
he's
me,
not relevant
Josh
anymore.
hasn't.
especially.
Although,
well-
very good movie that Tom Cruise is in. I will rep this again. I've mentioned it on the
Oh
podcast
yeah,
before.
episode 4.
Mission
Vanilla
Impossible.
Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful movie.
Mission Impossible.
1, 2, or 3, or 4.
Tom Cruise has done good movies before. A Few Good Men. It's a fantastic
Well,
movie. Jerry
that's-
Maguire is great.
Rain Man? It was
Fine.
that was Tom Cruise, right?
Was it?
Yeah, Rain Man is a
yeah.
fantastic movie.
After
Um,
I saw like this documentary about like Scientology and everything, Tom Cruise's life scares me.
Yeah.
It
My,
really does.
my dad will like never go see a Tom Cruise movie because
Yeah.
Is Rain Man the one with like the autistic guy?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I
Dustin
thought.
Hoffman.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
He's very
That
good.
was really good.
It's on Netflix.
I saw it the other day
Watch
on
it.
Netflix.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Scientology scares me, dude.
Today's episode brought to you by Netflix.
Please pay us.
That's like when some random guy like gets Nike tattooed on his.
Oh,
forehead.
yeah.
It's like, please pay me,
You know,
Nike.
that's- oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Hey,
Or like when the car
consumerism right
dealerships-
there.
It's
Yeah,
actually
we
it's
should-
actually
yeah.
like more common than you'd expect, but like the other way around. Like they pay them, they pay the person, then the person does it.
Yeah.
Usually it doesn't happen that way.
Speaking of Nikes tattooed on people's foreheads, Yash, what is it about consumerism that you wanted to like really?
Ooh, what a segue. What a
Yeah.
segue.
Good segue, yeah.
That translation though. Okay,
Okay,
so
so like, are you guys using this room for anything in particular, or?
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have a
Because like when you use the piano. Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
my bad.
It's terrible.
It is
Oh
good.
man,
Okay.
I feel like I broke your heart, Michael. Are you okay?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, you
Michael.
did. but
Can we
it's
get
fine.
you like cookies or something? to
Yeah.
make up for it?
Yeah, I'll
Want some
take
flowers?
everything you give me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I got like
Do you have
5
any
packs of
Cheez-Its?
Doritos.
We have a dead wasp over here.
Okay,
Soaked
so
in Pepsi.
Also a stolen
consu-
umbrella.
We have a lot of people just coming in and out of here.
Yeah,
it's
just
okay, though. It's not a big deal.
can we cut this part out?
No,
No,
It's
why would
pretty fun.
we don't need to. It's
And
not a
then
big deal.
people will see a jump cut and they'll be like,
This
"This
is
is not
realism.
real."
This is
And they're gonna quit
realism.
watching
We
it.
remember our rule. We never stop recording once we start recording.
Yeah, it's
We
like
never stop recording.
It's okay.
It's like a found footage film. We're the Cloverfield of podcasts.
Oh wait, aren't they coming up with like a sequel to that movie? Like where like they show like Cloverfield and like not just New York, but like its devastation and it's like it's
The
children
hell?
going about all over the country.
I don't know. I mean, you sound like you know what you're talking about, so I
I don't
believe
know.
you. But
I feel like that was a rumor that went around for a while, but it got canceled or something. Or it
Yeah, there's a rumor that there's an untitled Cloverfield sequel that will be made, but it's there's nothing specific.
Okay.
Do you know what movie they are making a sequel of though?
All of them?
Well,
Most
yes,
of them.
but
Richard
shit,
has a
what
pretty
is it?
good article about that.
That's true.
What about Big Hero
What was-
7?
What was the big one?
Oh, I would watch that even if it was bad. Big Hero 6 was just so good.
I
It's like
never-
one of my favorite movies.
I didn't
ever.
see it. I was just making like 6 to 7. So like,
Adam, you should just walk out if
You
you're.
know, Big Hero 6
is my favorite
Big
movie.
Hero 6-2. That would be weird.
That would be real.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Or would it be Big Hero
Um,
6-8?
So, okay, all right. So, consumerism and like addictive science. So I was reading this really cool article about a couple of years ago, or not months, sorry, on the Huffington Post, and there was like another article in the Forbes that I'll talk about later. And so this Huffington Post article talked about like how Candy Crush was so addictive because it had like randomness. Okay, so like this author drew like a parallel between how like slot machines.
Yeah.
They're like inherently random and they give out random amounts of awards and stuff, and how it's so different from other casino games like blackjack or poker or something like that, where
Where
it's
there is
like
like a fair amount of skill involved.
yeah, there's a fair amount of skill. Like in blackjack, you can count. Poker, you got to read the other people. But in some things like slot machines, it's totally random. You're dependent upon the computer, and how casinos now like employ psychologists and scientists to like calculate how much of a reward and how often should these these slot machines pay out to create
to like
make
maximize
sure
their profits.
maximize their parts, and also to get these people who play them addicted.
Right.
So it was kind of like a wild
It's fucked up.
accusation. I mean, honestly, it was. Even if he did have a little bit of proof, he was like totally accusing casinos of just like abusing consumers totally. But the fact that like he brought this up was really interesting because you kind of see this everywhere now because this article in the Forbes was talking about Oscar Mayer and the success of Lunchables. So, or maybe it was Business Week. It was one of the
Lunchables.
yeah, Lunchables. He loves Lunchables. Did you know that this author quoted some like statistic? It's Lunchables. The first time you eat Lunchables, people who eat Lunchables the first time are more likely, or about 50% likely, to eat Lunchables the second time. And for cocaine, the addictive rate, I guess, is if you try cocaine once, within a year, you're likely to get addicted to cocaine 6% of the time. So cocaine is actually apparently less addictive than Lunchables.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that because that's a very low addiction.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. But I mean, I never actually fact checked
Well,
this.
I mean, okay.
But I just kind of assumed because it was like
From
an
what I
article.
understand, cocaine is one of the less addictive opioids, anyways.
Is it?
It's an
I have
opioid,
no
right?
idea about drugs.
Okay, so do you think that this is like bad?
Definitely, because it's so the Lunchables things was like it was just billed, even though it's not that healthy. Like if you look at the nutrition information,
Yeah.
it's just like filled with sodium and like other types of crap. But like it's billed as this kid-friendly like food and eating item that's just like wow, this is actually going to be healthy for my child and stuff, and it's going to be an easy, accessible thing that I can easily buy. Like that's what parents think, and then kids think they see these ads and these
Yeah.
consumerist culture like encourages them to go out and convince their parents to buy these things. And I've been guilty of that. I remember when I was like 5 years old, I used to beg my parents every time to
We've
get
all been
Cocoa
there.
Puffs.
Yep.
'Cause I'm Cocoa for the Cocoa Puffs. But it's like, those are so unhealthy and like they have so much sugar. But I just love them so much.
Okay,
Not because of
yeah,
the
they will.
sugar content or anything.
Fact check.
Fact check.
Cocaine is 80% addictive.
Seriously?
After the first year?
After the first use, you were 80%
Oh.
likely to.
I am wrong, apparently.
But that
But
was saying like a
that's
year
still
later.
a
So
pretty
is it like
high
being addicted
percentage,
for
though.
like 4
Okay,
months
even
and then
even if we
drowning down?
totally disregard,
Yeah.
even if we totally disregard whatever 6% that was, assuming that's wrong, with this new statistic, like it's still like a lot. Like,
That's still a lot
Yeah.
of. That's
Yeah.
Like
that's
lunch-
still a
If
high.
Lunchables are almost as addictive as
Yeah.
cocaine.
Okay, wait. So Adam,
Yeah.
you are a businessman, as I am.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, let's look at
Very.
this from the businessman's
Yeah,
point of view.
that's what I'm about to say.
Because like, if you're the businessman, do you want these little kids to go home and tell their parents?
Wait,
you
I
know,
got that wrong. 80% are not addicted. 4% of people who try cocaine are addicted according to the DSM-4 criteria 2 years later.
Okay,
Damn,
well, then,
Richard.
So like I was
Richard.
actually, I overestimated.
Whatever.
Richard.
So cocaine.
Ah,
4%.
Try it. It's not that bad.
Actually,
No,
I mean,
we
yeah.
we have
Disclaimer,
contradicting
we actually
messages now.
don't want you to try drugs.
Today's
do we-
episode brought to you by cocaine.
Please pay us.
All right, so Adam, you were saying, like, from a businessman perspective.
Yeah, so like if I created these Lunchables or created Cocoa Puffs and these commercials, the goal of these commercials is to get the little kids to go home and say, "Mom, buy these Cocoa Puffs. I'm Cocoa for the Cocoa Puffs. Buy these." Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, I guess it's sort of boosting the economy because you're making more and more money. But then it's sort of like monopolizing the small lunch business. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on what you define as an addiction and what you define as like a want.
Yeah.
Like I want Cocoa Puffs.
I mean,
But
it's
Well, I
the
guess
same
the-
thing.
you don't need
inherently.
to.
I
You're
mean,
not
like,
physically dependent upon Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
If
Okay.
you like, if you're not gonna like stop eating Cocoa Puffs and then go into withdrawal.
Yeah, but addiction.
Addiction is
Addiction-
not just physical; it's
Exactly.
mental as well.
That's the thing.
Like
Well-
that stuff can just exist in your
You
head.
can't compare physical addiction to mental addiction.
The thing that I was gonna say is, like, can you expect the corporations to do anything different? Because it's their job to get you to buy their product.
Yeah, I know. Like what they're doing is perfectly like legal and for to an extent moral in like a capitalist society. But what I'm saying is that it's troubling that they use like such high quality science and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
these scientists test how like good, how much you like the taste
They're
of
just
like
manipulating
that
us. It's-
minuscule like iterations and stratifications of like sodium, and they test like 25.6 milligrams or 25.7 milligrams is more, you like that more. I feel like that's kind of troubling because I feel like you're just giving, it's like personal information
Yeah.
almost, and they have information about you that you yourself might not just have.
So we all know that Adam's gonna be the CEO of the Google, Microsoft, Apple like amalgamation in 2037. So if somebody came to you, one of your scientists, and they were like, "Hey, we have a way to make this completely like 90% addictive. Like people will always buy this no matter what." Would you go ahead and just let it happen?
What is the current addictiveness rate of said
Huh.
product?
Okay. Let's Yeah, just say, that's a good question. Let's say that it's at 70%. Let's say like it's like people really like buying this thing, whatever it is.
So it's already at 70, and the
Yeah.
scientists have a way to get it to 90.
Mhm.
I would say try toning it down to 80, see how the consumers respond, and then
Mhm.
if that's okay, let's tone it up to 90. And if everything works out, then I'm making more money, and all is good.
See,
Well, I mean,
so that's the sort of logic that we're dealing with here, like with a lot of corporations, and like from their point of view and from Adam's point of view too. All you're doing is just improving your product.
The goal of any business is what? To make money.
Exactly.
So anything you can do, I mean, without like breaking any laws or without
Mhm.
completely ripping any morals you have. I mean, the goal is to make money.
I mean, I don't think that like addiction is the right word for it, because at a certain sense, you're just making a quality product. Like I really like Cocoa Puffs. They taste good, so I'm going to go buy more Cocoa Puffs. Like that's.
What if it?
I
What
do
if?
agree with you. I think the word addiction is being pretty like loosely used.
Well,
Okay.
maybe we should say manipulative because maybe
Okay,
maybe it's not a good product, but you think it is.
It's undeniable.
Don't you want to have a manipulative product? Don't you want to find those products that are
Exactly.
good enough to
Oh,
have
yeah.
people come back?
I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all. That's actually what I'm trying to point out. I'm saying that this is kind of the corporation's job to do
Manipulation
this.
is important. I mean, like
Mhm.
it's how products improve. It's how society.
It drives competition.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So,
can
like,
we
It
talk
sounds
about
scary, but it's really not.
let's talk about drones. I want to talk about drones.
Okay.
Alright.
Adam, you brought up the topic of consumer drones. I
Right.
assume being used domestically.
Right, and sort of growth hobby is trying to get the FAA to approve them for commercial use.
Yes, we've talked about this many times in Chinese class.
Right, we have. So like
oh God.
recently, there are companies called Parrot and DJI, and they've been releasing a whole bunch of new drones. There was one called the Phantom 3 Plus, I think, came out the other day, and it's got like a 4K camera on it and everything. And
Jesus.
so yeah, it's
4K
pretty cool.
camera.
I think
Yeah,
it's like $10.99, $10.99.99.
Yeah, okay, I'm about to say.
Okay, $10.99. That's a pretty good deal.
I know.
Yeah, and it flies.
I don't really care. I just want the camera.
Yeah, 4K camera.
And so now all these people are like taking videos and selling them and posting the videos on YouTube that are being sold. And like the FAA has hired a bunch of people to go on YouTube and like search for the people that have been posting videos recorded from drones that they've sold, and they're all getting like arrested because it's illegal.
Whoa.
So the FAA is under a whole lot of crap right now trying to get laws in place that allow people to commercially use drones other than like Amazon. Like Amazon just now, I think 5 days ago, got approval to use drones in the U.S. commercially.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't know
Wow,
that.
nice. It's actually really
They've
interesting.
been testing in the UK for in Canada for a couple months, and UK like a few months after the initial like April Fool's Day prank came out, they decided to test it in the UK because it was legal there. But yeah, like just 5 days ago they got approval.
Wow.
And
You think
there-
this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There are only like 5 real estate agents in the U.S. that have approval to use their drones for getting footage of homes. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at a map of domestic drone authorizations, and I mean, there's some big names on here. Like, I know the Cleveland Police Department has drone authorization, so does Miami and Seattle and San Francisco. And there's quite a few universities, like Ohio University,
has a big drone
New
arena
Mexico, and like Arlington Police Department. So, but like then the rest of them are like government agencies, like the Air Force, the Marine Corps,
Yeah, so
NASA.
I don't know that much about this situation, but I can see it going in two very different ways. You either have the drones and their like legalizations just being like a very free sort of market where people are allowed to use them however they want in a way, or you have them being highly restricted to maybe like not even to universities but to government establishments and stuff like that.
Currently, it's a little bit of both. Like, it's sort of a gray area.
Do you think that it's gonna lean towards either of those, or you think it's just gonna stay where it is?
Well, right now the FAA is trying to get a set of laws out that let people use them commercially. Currently, you can use a drone for anything as long as you don't make money using the drone. Like you have to stay under 450 feet, stay outside like a 10-mile radius of an airport. Don't use it recklessly.
Oh, so like an RC plane.
Yeah, basically the same rules as an RC plane, but I mean you wouldn't probably take an RC plane up to 450 feet. But
I don't know feet, so okay. I'm take your word on that. So yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
yeah.
Drones.
I like
Scary.
drones.
So
How do you guys feel about like as far as your privacy is concerned? How do you guys feel about those?
I'm actually
we don't-
really concerned.
What's privacy?
I mean, yeah, I feel like this.
You've got things like Facebook and Google and everybody tracking everything you do already. What's it going to hurt for a drone to fly over your house and collect data about how much electricity you're using or something?
Well, it's like.
Why would you use a drone
It's
for that?
physical
Well, I know,
spying.
it's really-
It's what it is. It's physical spying. It's not like the NSA basically collecting everything about you through your computer. It's like actually there above you.
But is your neighbor going to fly a drone into your window and record you like washing the dishes?
They might record
how
me.
likely
They
is
might
that?
record someone like taking their clothes off or like.
What
would
happens
be
now
pervy.
without drones?
Yeah, I mean, I
They
see
just
where
like go up, but it
But
becomes
it also
easier.
it makes it a lot easier.
But I see where Adam's coming from too. I feel like I guess in general, we've talked about this on episode 4. I'm very optimistic when it comes to this sort of technology.
Right.
And I do believe that drones will kind of restrict our privacy in public settings, it will also help to open up a lot of different ways we can communicate with our world and environment by observing it a lot easier. You basically have like a helicopter camera in your hands, and you can go and
death bots.
exactly.
Well,
That's
that's a
what
bit
they
of
are.
a pessimistic viewpoint. Oh,
But
did-
like you can map your town or whatever.
Yeah, did you guys
can-
see Noah's Johnson's colloquium thing?
No.
No.
His research project with mentorship has been using drones to for what is the government company that has the yellow trucks? What is the acronym for them?
Cat.
Oh yeah.
No.
UPS,
No, the government that checks the bridges and stuff.
civil engineering.
No,
I
like the
don't
branch. I don't know. They have
Yeah,
they drive like
Army
the yellow
Corps of
trucks and they check bridges. So they were building drones that would allow the inspectors to more safely check the bridges. So it has a drone with this special camera mounted on it that would go and make a 3D model of the bridge. So the guy would never actually have to go under the bridge and risk the safety. So you fly the drone out to it, get this 3D model, and then back in your truck or back at your office, you can view this 3D model, look for any cracks or anything like that.
Which
So
is
it-
definite advantage.
So there's like a difference here between like things like a government use of a drone or even like a safety usage or like and then private usage. Like an organization and a person are two different things.
Yeah.
Even though recently the Supreme Court ruled that some companies have the rights of individuals. Won't go into that now,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Not sure. But like, okay, so do you think that like a police department, if they want to, should just be able to fly a drone over your house?
I think it should
Not
be
without
sort of
restrictions.
the same as like a search warrant. Like they can't bust into your house and look through your crap without a search warrant.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should be able to fly a drone around the neighborhood to for surveillance. But I don't know if they should be able to do anything super up close.
I think there should definitely be heavy restrictions on it.
Well, okay, so when it comes to mass collection and mass searches, the key example to look at is roadblocks. Police will establish roadblocks when they believe that there is a high enough risk that a rate of catching somebody. So like, if you're driving out at 11 o'clock on a Friday night, you'll probably run into a police roadblock at some point because there's a lot of drunk drivers out there, and the rate of drunk drivers is high enough that police can set up roadblocks to catch them. That's constitutionally viable. So if you're going to set up a drone to fly over a city and collect information on, say, crime, you're going to have a high enough rate of crime that the drone can detect that would allow it to be like constitutional and non-invasive.
Right. So I don't think they wouldn't have it flying over constantly. I think it would be sort of the same type of thing as the roadblock. You know, if they think there's a reason.
Yeah.
Like a case by case thing.
Or what if you even like, what if you had them flying all the time, but
Well, they run out of battery. But,
well, okay, yeah. Let's say theoretically we have some sort of like drone that,
battery.
yeah, exactly, super battery sort of drone. You have them flying most
Or
of the time.
it could be even more simple if they just like kind of rotate them out. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
okay, so
mid-air
they're,
recharge.
let's just say there are constantly drones.
Exactly, in the air. Yeah.
Right. I was picking it apart. Sorry.
You could have like some sort of like program or whatever running in the drone that like blocks certain areas from showing up on screen, or you have them at low resolution or something like that. You could definitely like use video editing software to keep some places like under wraps if you don't have the allowances or whatever to go in those.
Like a private citizen.
Exactly.
To do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like so, for example, if you're a private citizen and you have a drone and you just fly it over your neighborhood, you're not able to look inside houses and stuff by blank it out or something like that, or even like look at certain people, you know.
Well, if you're flying it over your own neighborhood, if you could drive around and see the same people, I
Yeah.
would argue to say that it's okay. If you could drive around and see like what's going on in their yard.
Oh yeah, I agree. All I'm saying is that like you could use that sort of technology to really simplify the whole like the privacy issue of the drone flying thing. So you could maybe even set your own personal privacy settings
Yeah.
in physical in reality. Like
Yeah.
say, I don't want drones to see me in this situation or something like that.
Yeah.
This is just a slippery slope, though, to the robots rising up and taking over.
It's true though.
Skynet.
Terminator.
First it's this, and then we have domestic drone strikes, and then next thing you know, it's just Terminators.
Yeah.
Scary.
So what was that book you were talking about, Kola?
Oh, White Noise?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a head trip of a book. Basically, in White Noise, nothing happens. Like there is no
Blank pages.
there is no plot. There is no plot. It's just about this man and his family.
How postmodern.
Yeah, it's the most postmodern book you'll ever read. But like,
It's just like a day in his life, like Ulysses's, or
no, it's
Ulysses.
Ulysses. I can't pronounce it.
Ulysses.
I feel that though. But like, it's like months in his family's life, and just things start to happen. For example, a cloud of radioactive smoke starts hovering over the town, and they all have to evacuate, and then they come back in. Turns out that his wife is on this strange pill that prevents her from fearing death.
Fearing death.
Yes. So it's just, it seems like a normal world and lifestyle and everything. It seems like our reality. But then you realize there are just things that are just off. Like, they go into a supermarket at one point, and the way they shop with their kids and the way they buy things and presents, it's almost as if it's a religious experience to them. They talk about going through these aisles and just feeling so fulfilled as they pick things off the shelves and see these corporate logos stamped across every box that they just like, this is the only thing that they live for. And when they come out, they're just drained of everything.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so what starts to happen is you start to realize that like these people, they're not like living anymore. They're just bouncing between one corporate event to the next one.
Because living implies like change.
Yeah, exactly. There's no change. They think that they don't even believe that there's change to be. This dude doesn't, and his wife doesn't. And they start to really fear like what's afterwards. They just see, all they see in their lives is just death at the end of everything. They just see that at the horizon. And it's kind of similar to what we were talking about on episode 4. We were basically saying that like society might just be trying to hide itself from the inevitability of death itself. And that's kind of like what the book toys with. It's that sort of feeling, and then just like this hopelessness that they toy with throughout the whole story. But
Have you guys ever heard
Yeah.
of the... Oh, sorry. No,
no, it's just really good. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the TV show? It's like a British TV show, and it's one of those British TV shows. It's like 3 hour and a half.
Mirror?
Black Mirror.
Yes, Black Mirror is
Yeah,
my
that
shit.
like your like book reminds me so much of Black
yes.
Mirror.
Have you seen White Bear?
Yes, I
Oh
have.
my god.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about White Bear?
Oh yes, yes. We need to talk about White Bear. I watched that and I showed it to some people here, and that's the episode I always like show people when they ask me what Black Mirror is. I don't tell them anything about Black Mirror. I'm just like, you just got to watch this. And every time I show anyone that episode, they just sit back for a minute and they said, "What the fuck just happened?" Because it's like Black Mirror toys with you in the worst way possible.
Yes.
I think Seth Goodnight
White
Black Mirror and White Bear and like everything, like that whole series. Like,
Wait, are there 2 different episodes called Bear?
oh no.
So-
Did I say Black Bear?
Yeah, I'm like, is that a different episode you're talking
White Bear on Black Mirror.
There we go.
Okay.
White Bear on Black. See, they need to change up their titles. Jesus. But Seth Goodnight, he explained it so well. He was like, basically, this show tortures you and makes you feel horrible in a completely different way every episode.
That's true. Did you watch the 10,000 Promises one where like there's that guy who's like,
Oh,
I'm about to change society,
yeah.
and then he just like
God.
conforms. Like,
That was.
he's like promised money and everything, and he just conforms. That's actually like a thing with a lot of counter-revolutionary like spy agencies. Whenever like a revolution starts to appear, what you do is you co-opt the leaders of a revolution, and the revolution always falls apart because they're usually like revolutions. Most of them, at least, are revolutions predicated on like a person. Like
Yeah.
a cultural one in China.
Charismatic people.
Yeah, charismatic people.
Adam, since you are my roommate, you are going to watch White Bear.
I figured you were gonna say that. I was just waiting for it.
Yes, you are going to watch White Bear. Like, you will not regret. Well, you will regret it, but like in the best sort of way.
Should we show Sean?
Maybe we should. I don't know. I feel like probably.
It's just like, all right, oh, ouch. All right. I just want to say one thing about White Bear. It's like, you know, the practice of public humiliation for like crime taken to the most extreme possible, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna be such a mind fucking trip.
It's
on
gonna
Netflix,
be.
right?
Yeah, it's on
Netflix, and it's
but
actually
free.
It's got 2
Yes, I know.
yeah, it's 3 episodes each, and there's a Christmas special that's like
Oh my
so
God.
mind trippy. Like I cried at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
No, Christmas.
So weird.
Christmas
It was so
special.
sad.
I watched it with a friend. I had never seen it either. And at the end, we were literally in the fetal position. We just didn't know what to do with ourselves. We
It's
just kinda
like
sat there.
this TV show will be like, it just really makes you question
Yeah,
technology and like the world we live in.
it's the modern Twilight Zone, to be honest.
yeah,
Oh, no, I love the
modern
Twilight
Twilight
Zone.
Zone. That's
Yes.
a really good like
Yeah.
that's a
I was
great.
kind of thinking of the Twilight Zone when you were talking about it.
But it's a very okay. So when I say modern Twilight Zone, though, don't think that it's like just weird stuff happens for no reason or anything like that. They make up very established universes. They're not like out of context. But what it does do is it toys with your emotions a lot.
Yeah.
And like none of the endings you really see coming, or if you do see them coming, you really wish they don't happen.
Yeah.
So like it's like that sort of show. And I think it's a very important show for me at least, because like it really, like Yash said, it really makes you question technology and its place in our society and everything, and not necessarily in a bad way either. It's not always pessimistic in my point of view. It's just like it just shows you what could be and what might not be.
Sounds interesting.
Whoa.
I know, right? I'm so smart.
Wait, did you like just look it up or
No,
something?
I've
Okay.
seen
I
it
added
before.
it to my
Oh, you've seen
Oh,
it.
you've seen it before?
Yeah, that's all right. I watched a few episodes.
It's all right. It's all right.
I watched the
Shut
No,
up,
I
Loki.
honestly,
Pixar
it's
one.
pretty much for me. It's pretty much like, it's probably one of my third favorite show ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's.
I think
okay,
it's.
I'm not gonna talk about my favorite show.
I think it's my favorite science fiction series to come out in a while.
Yeah, I think so.
Recent science fiction. I have a lot of classic stuff that I like, but you know.
Cool.
But
cool.
Richard, what is this AUMF thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the AUMF is a 60-word sentence that has come to shape the modern world in a way that is incredibly broad. It was created on September 14th, 2001, and the AUMF says that the president is authorized to use all necessary and appropriate force against those nations, organizations, or persons he determines planned, authorized, committed, or aided the terrorist attacks that occurred on September 11th, 2001, or harbored such organizations or persons, in order to prevent any future acts of international terrorism against the United States by such nations, organizations, or persons. Now, this is like the basis of everything, like drone
Patriot
strikes.
Tech.
Yeah, well, that's later, but it's like the basis of like the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, drone strikes, detaining people at Guantanamo, torture. That's like all of this comes
Is okay because
down.
of this.
Yes, This
well,
is the legal.
okay meaning legal.
Yes, this is
legal.
the legal basis for all of this, and it's fascinating because this is like created modern warfare, where like there is no difference now between a state of war and a state of peace.
Whoa.
Huh.
Dude, okay.
And-
So,
Shit, you blew my mind.
Wow.
And now it's very interesting because this AUMF is tethered to September 11th.
Right.
So it says it, but somewhere along the way, the executive branch decided to add in the phrase "and associated forces," Al Qaeda and associated forces, which isn't in the AUMF, but has given them the power to do things outside of this.
Right.
For instance, if they determine that like a person in Boko Haram knows and talks and coordinates with a person who is in like some branch of Al Qaeda, then Boko Haram can be treated as an associated force, and we could go invade Nigeria.
Crazy.
Wow.
And the president
really
can just do
interesting.
this without congressional approval.
So he
Um,
doesn't need like a Congress's like
no.
act. I know there's only been like 5 declarations of war by Congress, but
yeah.
like Vietnam was in the declaration of war, but like Nigeria just like is that are you like wow.
Yeah. So it's weird because basically you get to the point where like you'll see like about a drone strike that kills somebody in Yemen, and basically the way that it is decided is there is a court that is convened of about 100 or so lawyers on a teleconference. They're all brought in from across the country. Usually they all work for the government, and they basically are given the target's name, like the person, and it's like referred to as some U.S. city. So like Target Reno or Target Baton Rouge is this person. They have like they don't know their name, like 28-year-old Pakistani male. This is like all the information that we have on him, and we have predator like on station to kill him, and it would cause this damage. And they decide if it's legal to do that.
Okay, so
Wow.
these are all lawyers that work for the government,
Yes.
not anybody of
They're
like,
not elected.
They're not elected. They all work for the government, and there's no one who would like
Keeps
who
them in
wouldn't
check.
follow the government line. I guess.
Seems a bit fishy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems kind of like loaded,
So it's like deciding
like a
life or
kangaroo
death.
code, a kangaroo court. Is that a,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think,
term?
yeah, I think that's a
There
term.
have been a handful of occasions where they have said no, this is illegal.
Right.
Because
So it's not always
Yes.
like loaded.
the general basis is there has to be a person who is connected to terrorism or a terrorist organization, and they have to have some external will, like they're going to like branch out and attack the United States. So you can't be like a Somali person.
So they have to prove like some sort of motive to
Yeah,
lash out.
yeah.
Okay.
So like if you're like a person in Somalia, and you want to go bomb a Somali police station, that is not enough because you're not like attacking like
The U.S.
the U.S. or any of
Right.
its allies. So it's very interesting how this has denoted so much power to the executive branch that the president can now just do whatever he wants.
Do
And
you-
he decides this. Like the president can just say, yeah, I decide that this is legal under the AUMF and just
Wow.
do it.
Do you think this is necessary?
Well, it's
No.
very interesting. Is it?
If you like at like its first glance, and if, I'm pretty sure that at like 3 days after 9/11, I would have agreed with this statement wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But when I like look at what happens in like Afghanistan and Iraq, and I'll never blame like the soldiers or anything for this, but I'm gonna blame like this political mindset, I guess, of like bellicosity and jingoism, where we just like go out and try and I just get caught up in wars and foreign adventurism, which even if there is connections to terrorism, that we just get caught up into like wars and foreign adventures to like an extent that seems kind of great.
We're a very warmongering country.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Now, there was one caveat here, and it is the AUMF does not allow you to enter into extensive ground operations in a country, which is why in 2002 George Bush had a separate AUMF for Iraq because he was sending in 150,000 people.
That might actually be worse though, because then you just do like assassination attempts and stuff like that. I mean, like with that sort of thing, you could say, okay, so we can't do an extended ground thing. Why don't we we already do? Why don't we just send a drone, shoot someone, and then fly back? You know, so.
But I mean, that does like
Yeah.
reduce damage to like the country itself.
It
If you're
does.
like killing one person, it's different from like launching a war that's going to devastate an entire region for
And
like
I
a
really-
decade and a half.
I also think that we have to remember that the people that run the government and everything are actually people, to.
Yeah.
And after something like 9/11, everyone must have been freaking out.
Yeah.
I don't remember it because I was like only like 4 or something like that.
4. Dang, you're old.
Well, I don't remember. I was 98.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
You're
like,
3.
Yeah,
I'm
3.
the oldest person in this room.
Well, I mean, you're the only senior in this room too.
God.
that does make
True.
sense.
But like, you know, you see that sort of stuff happen and you just freak out. So like a lot of policies and stuff were probably pushed really quickly before people could really think. And then afterwards, after those policies were put in place, then everyone was like, well, they're really useful because it allows us to extend our power anyway, so we're just going to keep them. So it could have been a combination of like just like panic attack and, ooh, wait.
Opportunism.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically like what happened was, yeah, basically a lawyer sat in the West Wing of the White House on September 14th and said, how are we going to do this? And he then sent it to Congress, or the caucus in Congress, and presented to them, we have this resolution, is this legal? They deliberated, the Senate passed it in the morning of September 14th. Then the House hadn't come to a vote in the House yet. So what happened was they went to the memorial service for 9/11 at the National Cathedral, and then they came back and voted. And that was when one representative, Barbara Lee, who is a Democrat from San Francisco, voted against it. Otherwise, every single person in Congress voted for this.
They were clearly
Wow.
full of emotion because they came back from the memorial service
Yep.
and then were
Obviously,
forced to vote like right then.
You know, actually, that could have even been an intentional move.
It probably.
It probably was.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like some
feel like
political
it's correct.
underhandedness right there.
Yeah. So then if that's the case, then all that stuff I said about them being humans and stuff probably goes out the window because, like...
I mean,
I mean,
it
it
does
still
go out the
applies, but it's a
It's-
misuse of
yes,
their human.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, their humanity was definitely used for an ulterior motive.
Well, it's interesting because Joe
Just
Biden, in
manipulated.
his speech to the Senate in the very brief debate about why they would need to pass this, he said that this is not that broad because it only allows the president to seek out like revenge for the people who attacked 9/11.
But then they added the or other forces.
Yes. Then the executive branch, without any oversight, added the and Associated Forces Act to it.
When did that happen?
Which is like everything.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Nobody knows. And
no,
then-
no. I mean, like, when isn't like a timeline? Like, do you know how recent or like how long after? the
I don't
initial act?
know. Like, literally, what happened was the head of, I think it was Homeland Security, was giving testimony fairly recently. I think it was in 2013, on the AUMF, and he read the AUMF and included the and Associated Forces.
People realized that.
And people were like, wait. You just said that. That's not in this document.
It's like, oh yeah. it
Oh,
is.
oops.
It's down.
Now it is.
Yeet.
Yeah.
So you're saying like along the whatever the process they used to pass it.
Wait, maybe that's
it was
why
added.
Janet Napolitano got kicked out of the Homeland Security position.
Yeah. So this is everything.
Wow, that's like, wow.
You just uncovered the greatest conspiracy known to America.
It's
really.
on
Illuminati
Wikipedia.
confirmed.
Okay.
Illuminati confirmed.
It's totally.
AUMF has 4 letters. If you add 2 to that, it's 6. If you multiply that by 3, it's 666.
Wait, what?
That logic, though. Wait, so what does AUMF stand for?
The authorization for the use of military force.
Oh.
That's very
That's-
broad.
Yeah.
It's a broad title.
Jeez.
And so
Fuck.
the Obama recently proposed an AUMF.
The Obama.
for- Yeah, the Obama.
The Obama.
Proposed an AUMF for dealing with ISIS, and it had a 3-year restriction on it, which would allow him to operate like specialized, like small ground
Okay.
insurgents and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But
I'm not-
Congress
yeah.
rejected this.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wait, is it because they were like so turned off by the Bush?
No,
one?
no, like this is still like here. Like this is still like law.
It's not been. It's
Wait, so they didn't want the
they
3-year
didn't pass
restriction?
No, they just didn't pass it. Like,
I don't know.
Do we
They
know
sort of-
Because
why?
they
Or
were
because
full of
they-
emotion this time.
because like Congress didn't want to like give that to Obama, allowing him to do it. But first, we're still bombing it.
Is this when
And
it was like?
thousands of people
wait.
didn't die 3 days before they tried to pass that.
Also, was
either.
this also
American
like after
citizens,
like
not
Congress
thousands
became
of
like
people.
mainly
Right,
Republican?
Yes.
Okay, so then that.
Okay.
also
Wait, no.
explains-
This was Congress voted this down 2 days ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
so-
saying like
yeah. It's
the
probably
here
just
first.
legislative bodies are
Yeah.
predominantly
Probably not.
Democrats right now.
Oh, yeah, CNN last night.
And now, the scary thing about this is, you can talk to White House lawyers who will anonymously go to press about this and say, so take someone who is 18 years old, and it is it is or her, him or her, who was 18 years old in the year 2030, right? And they were born in, what would that put them at? 2002. 2012.
Yep.
They were born like 11 years after 9/11. They have almost no relation to the event. And under the AUMF, it is legal to kill that person.
If they're a member of Al Qaeda now.
Or
if
Well, no,
associated
if
forces.
you have- if they have any
enough
association to-
evidence, the quality and quantity of which evidence is determined by people who are classified.
Who all work for the government.
Oh, you could
Yes.
totally make up anything to accuse anyone.
I mean, there's got to be some documentation. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
at some point, I'm pretty sure there's like a congressional act or something that like you have to declassify like covert American or government documents after like 60 years or something.
Yeah,
I'm not-
I think there's
50
something along
years
those
or something
lines,
like-
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
I feel
gonna
like it's
lie,
like some
though.
type of law or something. Say you had to do that.
I think there are laws like that. I don't know this, like the specifics of them, but I think you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds pretty badass.
Yeah.
Though. It sounds really badass. It's like you just like say, okay, this person, we don't like that person, and you just suddenly
Oh,
send a fucking
It's
drone.
badass in that sense. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's
Like,
horrible,
terrible.
but it's like
But yeah, it's some crazy power right there.
it's like
Wow.
GI Joe shit.
No, I mean that's accurate.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, and that's why it shouldn't be around. But like, hey, it sounds
And-
cool.
Damn.
It's got a
Now,
cool name.
I think now is a good place to end the podcast because
yeah,
we're at
what a
51
scary
minutes.
modern world
Oh,
we
wow.
live in.
All right, yeah, that's been a wrap.
Technology and
Yeah.
like armed forces, I guess.
We've been on a technology kick lately. It's
Yeah,
good.
we have.
I'm not
I'll-
complaining. Yeah,
And we
it's
should,
good.
this should just be the technology week. We should call it that.
The tech theory.
Tech week.
Tech week.
Because
Ah.
we had 2 episodes and they're like technically sort of. in the
Tech,
same
I see
week.
what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did there.
Hey.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. If
Yep.
you did listen,
Bye-bye.
They didn't listen.
Shameless plug to my website, adamsvinyl.com.
you're paying me money for that.
Consumerism.
I'm kidding.
Please
Okay.
pay us.
All right.
AdamsVinyl.com.
See you guys later.